Hello, I'm Brian David Phillips, and I'd like to welcome you to Mind Games. Okay, cut the evil laugh, and let's get to it. The Mind Games series is a series of what are essentially imagination games, also known as suggestibility effects. They allow you to demonstrate just how powerful your imagination is. Now, the trick to this series is to follow my instructions exactly. If you follow the instructions exactly, and when I ask you to imagine something or to do something in the instructions and the videos ahead, just allow your mind to imagine as if it's really real. Remember when you were a child and you could play a game of pretend so well it felt as if it was real? That's what we're looking for here. It's a fun series. Let's find out how experiential your imagination is, and let's get to it. This mind game is called Finger Magnet, and we're going to do it a few different ways, but I'd like you to sit comfortably, and I'd like you to take your fingers and interlace them like this with the two first fingers up, okay, in a moment, okay. When I do ask you to interlace your fingers now, go ahead, interlace your fingers now, hold up those first two fingers in front of you. I'd like you to look through those first two fingers, and I want you to look through at your fingers right in the middle, and I want you to imagine as if magnets are pulling your fingers together, as if the tips of your fingers have magnets. And imagine those magnets are pulling your fingers together closer and closer, as if rubber bands are on your fingertips pulling them together closer and closer and closer. Your fingers tight together as the magnets begin pulling them tighter and tighter and tighter. Tighter and tighter and tighter. And as the fingers touch, you can relax. We'll give a few moments for the folks who haven't quite got there, but your fingers getting closer and closer, closer and closer until they touch, and then they're stuck together as if there's glue. And then relax. Okay, everyone relax, and your fingers can come apart easily. Your fingers part easily. Okay? That's called finger magnets. The way we just did that, that's a classic way of doing it. If I don't give you enough time for these mind games, you can always pause the video and do the activity or exercise by yourself, and then unpause and play through once you've got to the point that we're in the video, okay? Now, doing it this way, where you're interlacing your fingers, that's actually, having the fingers up, that's actually both a experiential imagination game, but it's also a physiological effect. When your fingers are interlaced, those two fingers naturally want to come together. In fact, those of you whose fingers did not come together, you don't have your interlacing very tight, do you? Those of you whose fingers went apart, and that's a few of you, it's very typical, those are called, well, they're called dicks. Because essentially you don't want to follow my directions, so you're doing the opposite. And if your fingers came apart, that's very difficult to do when your fingers are interlaced like this. So that's just showing that your unconscious is being a little playful, perhaps even spiteful, or your unconscious is a big dick, and you need to deal with that and perhaps tell your unconscious to stop being a dick. But let's do this another way, where there's no physiological push to cause those fingers to go together. And that is, take your two hands, okay, make two fists. Now have the forefinger of each hand up. Okay, the forefinger, not the middle finger, because that makes no sense. Forefinger. Place your hands together like this, and then hold the hand in front of you, so that you can look through the fingers. Look through the middle of the fingers, just that spot right between your fingers. Now imagine as if there's magnets in those fingertips. Just go ahead and imagine as if there's magnets in your fingertips, pulling the fingers closer and closer and closer. As if rubber bands are around your fingers. You know what it feels like. And they begin to pull together tighter and tighter. The magnet's pulling the fingers together closer and closer and closer and closer. And then the closer they get, the more you feel it. The closer they get, the stronger it gets. The stronger it gets, the closer it gets until they touch. And when they touch, it's as if they're glued together. It's glued together. That's right. Go ahead and feel that. Go ahead and give yourself some time to do that. And allow yourself to feel as if the magnets have pulled them together, the rubber bands have pulled them together, and the fingertips are glued. Okay? Now stop and look at how far you got. If your fingers went boom, congratulations. You did a good job. You did great, in fact. Now if your fingers moved a bit, it shows that your imagination's working. Practice on the effect in various contexts and see what you get. Now if your fingers didn't move at all, well, practice some more, okay? Okay, welcome back. I hope that you found that a useful and fun experience. Go back and watch the video again, and practice makes perfect. Remember, your experiential imagination is both a skill and an attribute. Some of us are just born better at something, and others just need to practice a bit to get up to skill speed. And we all improve through practice, as long as you have focused your imagination. And remember that key: experience it, imagine as if it's really happening, and really feel it. Okay? Head on over to my web pages at www.briandavidphillips.com and check out all the goodies there. Lots and lots of free videos, audios, tons of free stuff, as well as products you can purchase. In fact, all of these mind games can be found on my core skills, hypnosis set, and other products on my site. And lots of other really cool stuff. So check it out. Like us on Facebook. Share us on Facebook. Be sure to click subscribe on YouTube. And we'll see you another time. Until next time, this is Brian David Phillips saying, live trance and prosper. Bye-bye.